So turtles in the Maldives, all species of turtles are protected here by law. However, there's very little known about their population numbers and their distribution because not a lot of research has been done on turtles in the Maldives. So to complement the law on paper, we need to make a management plan. So how to manage the numbers of turtles and to help those numbers increase in the future. And to do this, we need to know what the population size is at the moment and which areas especially need protection. So this allows us to monitor trends in the population, so if they're increasing or decreasing, with long-term studies, because turtles are very long-lived animals. And they're also migratory species, which means they move from place to place. So they must be protected throughout their whole range. So if turtles are protected in India, but not in the Maldives, then they're very much at risk. So we need to protect them over this whole area, the whole Indian Ocean. So as I mentioned, we have 5 species of turtles here in the Maldives: the leatherback, the loggerhead, and the olive ridley, quite rare to see and not known to nest in the Maldives. The hawksbill and the green turtle on the bottom are the common species we see here when we're snorkeling or if we see a turtle coming to land to lay eggs. So I'll just go through a little bit about each of these species. The hawksbill turtle, the most common we see when snorkeling or diving. It averages adult size 70 to 90 centimeters, about 40 to 60 kilograms. It can be found all throughout the Maldives, living on the reefs and also nesting throughout the country. And they do make long nesting migrations. So the turtles that we see nesting here don't necessarily live here year-round, and the same goes for the turtles we see when we're snorkeling or diving on the reefs. They may not nest here. Some of their features, their main feature is their beak-like, the sharp jaw with the serrated edge, and this helps them eat their favorite food, sponges, soft corals, and anemones, which they find on the reef. The adults also have a serrated or a jagged edge to their shell or their carapace, and it's generally a mottled color, brown, black, amber colors. And hawksbill turtles globally are listed as critically endangered, with the populations declining. So this is the last category before extinct in the wild. So they are very much at risk for being wiped out in many places all around the world. The green turtle, another common turtle we see here in the Maldives, not as often sighted on dives or snorkels, but it seems to be the most common nester here in the Maldives. They're found worldwide in temperate and tropical oceans, and their main diet is seagrass and algae when they're adults, but when they're young they are carnivorous, so they eat small crabs, small shrimps, even small fish as well. And because their diet is so high in seagrass and algae, their fat becomes a green color. So most animals have a yellow colored fat. The green turtle has green fat, which is how it gets its name, the green turtle. Adults average between 75 centimeters, 1 meter, and 130 to 200 kilograms. They can also be found throughout the country, living and laying their eggs. And again, similar to the hawksbill, they make long nesting migrations. And they are listed as endangered on the IUCN Red List with declining populations all over the world. Next, we have the olive ridley turtle. This is the smallest species of sea turtle in the world, 62 to 70 centimeters, between 35 and 45 kg on average. Their diet is varied. They usually eat crabs, shrimps, fish, jellyfish. They may also eat sponges, seagrass, so they eat pretty much whatever they can find. And generally they live in deeper water. So again, they're associating with mats of seaweed or flotsam in the ocean. They're named for their olive green, harp-shaped shell. And they're not often seen near shore in the Maldives. You can find them in deeper water. And they are the number one turtle we find associated with marine debris and are often caught in discarded fishing nets, which I'll talk about later in this presentation. There's been no recorded nesting in the Maldives, although there has been a few unconfirmed sightings. They nest mainly in eastern India in large groups called aribadas. So you have tens or 100,000 turtles coming to nest all at the same time, as you can see in the top picture. They also nest in Sri Lanka, in Oman, Bangladesh, and some other countries around the Indian Ocean. So these turtles generally stay in the open ocean, and they can travel thousands of kilometers each year. They are listed as vulnerable on the IUCN Red List. Next we have the loggerhead turtle. It averages around 90 centimeters and 135 kg. Named for its large head, it generally has a reddish-brown colored shell with yellowish skin. It's quite rare here in the Maldives, not known to nest, and there's very little information on population size, distribution, nesting information as well. We only have one confirmed sighting of a loggerhead in the photo ID database from Dalu Atoll. It feeds mainly on invertebrates, so mollusks, crabs, and jellyfish. And although it's not so common, it is the turtle to appear on one of the Maldivian coins, on the back of the coin. It's listed on the red list as endangered with declining populations. And finally, we have the leatherback turtle. This is the largest living sea turtle, can get up to 2.7 meters and 700 kg, so this is a huge animal. It is the only turtle without a bony shell on its back. It has leathery skin with ridges down the back. And its diet is made up mainly of jellyfish, so it can eat a lot of jellyfish. This turtle is quite rare in the Maldives. Again, there's very little data on population size, where they're living, and if they're nesting here. So again, no confirmed reported nesting of leatherback in the Maldives. Globally, they're listed as vulnerable, and the Indian Ocean population is listed as data deficient, which means we don't know enough at the moment to say if the populations are increasing or decreasing. So further research needs to be made on this species of turtle.